my crafty goblins and ghouls. I hope you're having a spooktacular day today. Welcome to day 13, part 2 of our 13 days of Halloween craft series hosted by Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking, Elizabeth Garza with Live, Craft, and Love, and yours truly, Robyn Pitts with Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. This loaded embroidery hoop will be one of my prizes for the 13 days of Halloween craft series.
If you'd like to see how I made this loaded embroidery hoop, please stay tuned after the project review for a short tutorial.
Please be sure to check back on Halloween. We will be doing a drawing, and remember, each channel will be giving away 2 prizes, but you have to make sure to watch each of the videos, comment, and subscribe to each channel for your chance to win. For this project, I used the Julie Nutting Bootiful collection. As you can see, this loaded hoop is packed with fun goodies, but the one thing I want to draw your attention to are these adorable little witch's legs that are sticking out at the top of this hoop. I think that is so much fun. We're going to start here on the bottom. On the right, we have this adorable little Julie Nutting doll. She did come from the ephemera pack, and I simply dressed her up in one of the costumes. I also included this cute little witch's broom behind her, and she's got her cute little jack-o'-lantern. On the bottom, we have a little sentiment that says Happy Halloween, and I cut out this little black owl. Here in this first pocket, we have this adorable little Boo Shaker card. I did a previous tutorial on how to make this card. I just think it looks so adorable, and I love the way it looks poking out in this front pocket here. I created this fun little wand. This is made out of chenille stems. We have purple, green and black, orange and black, and then this black fluffy one back here. I did create this bow spray with my bow dabra, and then I finished it off with this black bat, and it's all on top of this white and black straw. I think this is so much fun and also a great filler for packages as well. I created a number of tags for this project. Let me show you the bag topper first. I did keep it fairly simple, and then I embellished this with a glitter spider web and then finished it off with this pretty amber spider. These are the tags. These are all very dimensional. I'm going to take it out of the bag so you can have a better view. These tags I created using this punch by the Paper Studio, and in my embellishment video that I did a few days ago, I did show you how I make these. The tags measure 2.5 by 4.5 inches. For the base of the tags, I did use 110-pound cardstock, so it's nice and sturdy. I used several chipboard pieces. In the back here, we have this orange crepe paper rosette, and then I layered that with this chipboard glittered tree and a little haunted house, and then I sprinkled in some sequins, and we have a little sentiment here that says haunted house. On this second tag, we have another rosette in the background. I have a black and white rosette layered on top of that, and this adorable little ghost, and it says Boo. So let me just give you a side view of this, and you can see how dimensional these tags are. I created 2 more tags, and this is the bag topper. Again, I kept the base fairly simple, but I created this bow using my wedding bow die, and then I lined this with a rosette, and then on top of that I have a little flare. These tags, I have it layered on another orange rosette. I took pieces of the cover of the paper collection and cut them down to size. This says Frightful, and we have this little black cat. And then on this side we have another Julie Nutting doll. We have a little sentiment that says Trick or Treat, Smell My Feet, and then this black glittered bat in the background. These are really fun and ready to use on any packaging. This is a better view of the embroidery hoop. As you can see here, we've got these fun witch's legs. Now this is a headband that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, but I thought it would look perfect on an embroidery hoop. This eek here is a wooden piece. This is actually a pin. I simply cut off the metal piece. Here's a glittered spider. I did use this pretty organza black ribbon all the way around, and then I added another layer of this orange around just to really add more dimension to it. This loaded embroidery hoop has 2 deep pockets. The first pocket is lined with my Martha Stewart spider punch. Let me show you that. This is a punch. And I have another pocket here, and then I line these with black and purple ribbon. On the back, we have more fun goodies. In a previous video, I showed you how to create this bat clothespin. We have this on black glittered paper, and we've got orange paper back here for the wings, and in the center we have this fun bat flare. I created this wand. It's very simple. We have this glittered spider web. We have this orange rosette layered with a black flower, and then another rosette with a little kitty in the center. And then in the back we have more of this orange crepe paper rosette and a sentiment that says Happy Halloween. I created these fun embellishments, and on the top of this bag I used this pretty mesh ribbon that has black spiders and rhinestones on. Here's a closer look at the bows that I created. We have 3 in total. This bow here has a black and white polka dot rosette layered on top of it, and then another one of those gemstone spiders. This bow has another rosette, and it has a sentiment that says beware and a little bat. And then this last bow has this witch flying on her broom. I've created another one of these fun wands. This time we have a little kitty in the center. This is a better view of what the back looks like. I did use more of this pretty trim around the back. I created another pocket also lined with this Martha Stewart spiderweb punch. I used my Tim Holtz Sizzix die to cut out this gothic boo, and then I used some fun rhinestones. We have a little orange skull and crossbones, a star, and then this little green gem. And I finished this off with another Julie Nutting doll.
Now that I've reviewed this project in full detail, let me show you how I made this loaded embroidery hoop.
I've gathered all the materials we will need to make our altered embroidery hoop. The first item is this embroidery hoop. I purchased this at Michael's. This is 8 inches, and I simply used black acrylic paint to make it an even black coat all around. I'm using this Martha Stewart spiderweb punch. I have some foam adhesive. This will be used to create the space between the pockets on the loaded embroidery hoop. I'm using the ephemera pack from the Julie Nutting paper collection called Bootiful. And then this is the 12 by 12 Julie Nutting paper collection. This is what will be used as a base for our loaded embroidery hoop. So let's get started. We first need to pick out the paper that we're going to use on our project. And I've picked out these 3 coordinating pieces. I want to use this background as the base of my embroidery hoop. So let's start working with this one first. I'm going to take my embroidery hoop, and it has this little metal piece on the bottom. I'm just going to put this off to the side like so. I'm going to get this embroidery hoop as close to the edge of the paper as possible. And then I'm going to take a pencil and then draw a circle on the outside of the embroidery hoop. So we have our circle right here. I'm going to cut this out and I'll be right back. So we have our base piece cut out. Let's grab our embroidery hoop, and we want to attach this to the base of the embroidery hoop. To glue this on, I'm going to use my hot glue gun. Okay, now let's quickly glue this piece on. I want to try to make sure that it's even as possible. Now, you may have extra pieces of paper on the side. You can just take your scissors and cut that off. Now we want to trace the first pocket. I'm going to use this paper for my next pocket. And what I want to do is trace half of this pocket. So I'm just going to roughly eyeball it so that it's halfway across the center of this embroidery hoop. Now I have this lined all the way at the top. I'm going to take my pencil and just trace out the edge. And then I'm going to cut this piece. So this is our first pocket. And what I'm going to do is, because I want to have this piece stand up like so, I'm going to put the metal clips off to the side. Typically I would have the metal clips up here if I was covering it, but I'm going to have it off to the side like so. So I'm going to have this piece of paper aligned just like this, and as you can see, it covers just half of the pocket. Before I glue this down, I do want to use some adhesive tape so that I can create some dimension so I'll have more space in the back to load it with fun goodies. So what I'm going to do is take these adhesive foam squares. I purchased these at Michael's, and I just cut them up into a variety of little strips. This makes it easier to put the foam in a curve and to build it up. So on my embroidery hoop, I'm just going to make a little mark here so that I know this is where I want to have my foam lead up to. I'm going to take my foam and start curving it around the base, just like so. And I'm going to do probably about 2 or 3 layers. And I'm going to start laying the second layer here. You want to make sure it's exactly on the same foam area that you just put down so it's nice and neat. Okay, so you want to give this a nice firm press. Okay, and now you are ready to adhere your piece. Before I glue this down, I want to go around the edges and just make sure that I cut off any pieces of the foam that are sticking out. Okay, so let's get our glue gun and put a nice thin line of glue. Next, we want to create a second pocket, which will go right on this black and white polka dot paper. It's about half the width of this lower pocket. To do that, we are going to trace, and again, we're going to eyeball it. So we're going to start right here, draw our circle. There we go. And then I'm just going to take a ruler to make a straight edge across. And we're going to cut this piece out. And so this is exactly where we want the second pocket to go. Before we glue this down, I see we are going to have to cut this a little bit, but that's fine. Before we glue this piece, we have to put more foam tape down. I'm going to start right here at the halfway mark and go all the way around the perimeter, just like we did for the first pocket. We're going to put another layer here. I'm putting another layer down, so now we have 3 layers. Okay, so we're going to glue this piece down here. Okay, so now we have our second pocket down. Let's turn it over and clean up the bottom. Okay, so we have those pieces there. Now I want to take a piece of black paper and create a spider web border to go across here. I'm just going to put this here in the center. Let's put down a spider web here. I'm going to punch out another spider web border to go on the top here. So I'm going to put this second spider web border right down here. Trim off these edges here. Now that we have our paper glued down, let's go ahead and glue on our witch's legs, just like so. So I'm going to take my hot glue gun and make sure that I have an ample amount of glue to stick this down. I'm just going to stick this on. We're going to cover all of this up. Okay, what we want to do is glue a piece of lace around here to cover up the edges. I think I'm going to put this down. This lace is really pretty. We've got a sheer lace in the back and then another more detailed piece on the top. It's going to go all the way around just like so. I'm going to put this on piece by piece. Now that we have the pockets and the lace attached to the front, let's go ahead and put another pocket on the back. To do that, I'm going to take one of the pieces of paper that I cut for the front, and I'm going to attach it to another piece of paper. So I want my back pocket to be this color, and what I'm going to do is just trace along this piece of paper that I've already cut for the front pocket. And this will be exactly the size that we need. Then we want to draw a line directly across. And now we have the perfect pocket for the back without having to do any additional measuring. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. We want our pocket to be just like this. Now we have our back pocket cut out. I've already taken time to cut out the spiderweb trim, and very similar to the front, we're going to put the foam adhesive on it and we're going to layer it a few times. Now that we have our lace on the front and the back, let's start adding some embellishments. I found this cute little sign that said Eek. It's wooden and it has a little spider. This actually was a pick that I purchased from AC Moore, and I just took off the bottom. So I think I'm going to put this right here. I went ahead and assembled one of the Julie Nutting dolls from the ephemera pack, and I layered her on 110-pound cardstock, and I layered her dress with black foam. I think I'm going to put her here. And then I cut out some of these bats, also layered on 110-pound cardstock, so I think I'm going to assemble these here. I have another one right here. And then I'll probably put a sentiment here from the sticker collection. But before I do that, I want to at least glue down this main piece here and then start to fill it so that I know where I will have room to glue everything down. So I'll be right back. This is my loaded embroidery hoop. While I was off camera, I did stuff this with lots of fun goodies on both the front and the back sides. This concludes my review of my Halloween loaded embroidery hoop. Hopefully I've inspired you with some fun and creative ideas. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, be sure to hit that little bell so that you will always receive my videos.
Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Bye for now and happy haunting.